the important thing that I think we need to put as the sort of bow on today's conversation is that in 2030, because in 1972 we decided, in all of our wisdom, to submit the Constitution repeatedly to the people of Montana, because at the end of the day, who's in charge here? It's us. And so we are going to be asked in 2030 to decide whether we want to keep this document or if we want to have a constitutional convention and write a new one. And I will point out to you again that it is much easier to agree that there is a problem to solve than it is to solve the problem. It is also true that we have systems for passing amendments and we have ways to make smaller changes. And so if someone is unhappy with a specific thing, do you want to put everything on the table? It is perhaps obvious that I am a big fan of the Constitution that we have. But
that's obvious.
One of
yes.
it's
Your fucking roadshow thing, all that, yeah.
I mean,
like I said, you sleep with this every night.
I am.
You can't even have a man in your life because this takes up all the space in your bed.
The Montana Constitution is the man in my life. Now, what I want to say that is really, really important is that my goal in doing the Montana Constitution Roadshow is not to persuade you that you should agree with me. My goal is to persuade you to have conversations about this document with your friends and your neighbors and your family, because when people start reading this document, they start feeling good.
Yes.
And my parents are people who do a lot of anti-suicide, a lot of suicide prevention work. They talk about happiness. I like to focus on things that are happy. I like to focus on things that make us feel good. The Montana Constitution is something that's going to make you feel good, so you should read it.
Make you feel great.
It's going to make you feel great. You should read it, and you should decide before 2030 whether or not you want to vote to keep it. And you should also talk about it with your friends and your family and your neighbors.
Riley, what about not necessarily you, but other advocacy groups and nonprofits out there that maybe, and I don't know if this might be part of your plan, but to me it sounds like a good idea to put some of the things in our Constitution that really make sense and every Montana can agree on billboards around Montana.
I love that. I think that's a beautiful
idea.
Let
them know, like people. I'll be honest. I mean, I got like 40-some employees and probably 4,000 friends.
Yeah.
And maybe 10% know what we're talking about.